Hey there, and welcome back to Sea Power, and welcome to Mission 2 from Strike Fleet. We have a Soviet invasion fleet heading for Trondheim. It seems to be a very popular destination these days. And our small task force is all that stands between them and it. With some sharp strategy, quick reactions, and some luck, you'll be able to complete your objective by sinking their Polnochny ships, and the Ropucha troop carriers. Alright, so we're to destroy the Soviet landing force. There are some submarines. Suggest some submarine. Submarine could be detected in the area. A strong surface force is supporting the landing operation. Well, seeing as I eliminated the Kirov last time around, maybe that is not going to be part of it. What do we have? Pause. What do we have? We have a USN fleet of 2 guided cruisers and 2 destroyers. We have the Bunker Hill, back from the dead. We have Mobile Bay. We have the Callahan and the Chandler. That is it. Okay. No submarines of our own, no aircraft of our own. This is what we've been given. Okay, so they're coming for Trondheim. They're coming from the northeast, most likely. There are potentially going to be submarines in the area. Let's set a sort of sub-safe zone around the Bunker Hill, saying around 10, maybe 12 miles. If a submarine happens to come any closer than that, I'm going to be in trouble. I want to have the towed decoy out. I want to have Chandlers. You guys have no towed array? Well, that's suboptimal. Okay, we're gonna send out helicopters with ASW loadouts. I'm gonna have Chandler send their ASW bird. I'm gonna have Callahan send their ASW bird. I wanna have the Bunker Hill be used as a picket. I can have anti-ship loadout with 2 penguins. I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna push him on ASW and just use the radar provided. Do we have any contact as of right now? Negative. I'm going to keep my radars off. I want to maintain MCON. I want to make sure that we can get the helicopters out there, use those as aerial observation platforms, and from that, determine where the enemy is coming from. The ASW birds are going to throw out sonobuoys and make sure that we do not get ambushed by those nasty underwater critters. If it comes to it and one of my ASW birds engages, and let's say drops all of its torps, it can then take over the, let's say, patrol duties, the aerial spotting duties, as the other returns to its station. Returns to get more torpedoes and potentially more sonobuoys. Okay, that's the plan. Let's get to work. Helicopters airborne, let's give these guys some orders. I want to start laying sonobuoys outside of that 12-mile range. That should give me enough warning. If there's anything within 12 miles, I'm expecting my ships to hear it. And I have told my ships to start maneuvering at 6 knots to make sure we don't make as much noise. And to give our sonar a bit better capabilities of detecting things. This helo's going to go up high and far. You're going to start dropping. Let's say I want to have about a spread of, what, 5 miles between? So something to that effect. I just use these as general indicators. Intermittent. Oh, you're the eastern one, or southern one. Okay, you're going to drop here, and there, and there. You're going to set up this spread here, making sure we have no unexpected surprises. You are going to do the same thing, but at a slightly different angle. Intermittent, yes. No active sonobuoys unless otherwise directed. I could do this with an automatic spread. I just don't really want to because they don't carry enough. Like holding Control Alt right click, you're going to get a massive spread, which I do not want to do. Control Shift right click is giving you a smaller spread, but it's too small, it's too confined. So that's why I'm not going to do that. Also, all of these sonobuoys, I mean, you don't carry 16 on a helicopter. You just don't. Maybe if you add them all up, you come to 15. But I don't have that many, and I typically hold a couple of them out to make sure I still have enough when I actually have contact with a submarine, so I can throw, for example, an active buoy on top of it. Alright, these guys have their orders. This one's going to be my scout out. Look at that task force behind us. What I really like about the weather that we've been provided is that it's nice and calm. There is not a whole lot of wake. There's not a whole lot of waves. There's not a whole lot of wind. That means potentially a lot better capabilities of making sure we spot submarines. There's not a whole lot of noise from that. As last time around I figured out the hard way, I ran out of surface-to-air missiles. I'm going to tell this ship to go weapons hold. The mobile bay is not going to launch any of those SM-2s. I want to make sure I hold on to those and use them later on. Okay, let's start laying sonar buoys. Let's start listening for those nasty underwater critters. Well, isn't that nice? I'm just trying to get a bit further ahead into the story, if you will. And I was just thinking, I'm going to lay some sonar buoys. New aerial contact. Okay, it's using active emissions. It's at an altitude of 37,000. It's doing 456, which is a bit fast for an airliner. So I'm going to assume this thing is hostile. What sort of radar are you sporting? A Rubin 1A. It's a Tu-16 of some make and model. This is going to be a dumb bomber. The Tu-16K carries the AS-6 Kingfish out to 160 miles. Lovely. It also carries the AS-2 out to 150. And the AS-2B Kipper has 150. If it is a Tu-16P, it carries no weaponry. It is an electronic warfare plane. It might be used. I'm not sure if we'll actually see it. As for the range, I think it's way too far away. 145 miles. My range doesn't go quite that far. 90 miles is good. And given the air threat range, yeah, they're up so high that I can probably maximize that range. I just need to make sure that these things get to 90 miles. At that point, though, they will also detect me, which is not great. And there it is. New subsurface contact detected. Designate 7002. Already, huh? They keep doing 20 knots. It's like the AI is always stuck doing 20 knots. You're gonna get retasked. We'll drop the rest of that spread later. You're gonna continue with yours. We can fan them out a little more. They're doing 20 knots heading southwest. What do we know? Not much. Confidence really low. Well, seeing as I don't have any submarines in the area, it's going to be a pretty straightforward kill. I'm just going to throw an active buoy right next to them, make sure we can keep a constant lock on them, and approach them from behind where they might cause issues. In the meanwhile, the radar picket, that is this gentleman over here, has detected a surface unit out to 75 miles, which is kind of beyond the range of my harpoons, but my Tomahawks will be able to get it. The Tomahawks have much more range, out to 243. I just have 24 of them between two cruisers. I might want to kind of babysit those a little bit. Also, I'm about to turn on my radar, because I want Bunker Hill to shoot down this aircraft. We will take no prisoners, we will give no quarter. This unit is gonna go. I'll keep this zoomed out a little, so I can keep an eye on multiple contacts. Okay. I'm going to say we're now in range. Can we shoot that? Yes, we can. Okay, activate air search radar. And oh, you're not alone, are you? You, my friend, are not alone. Okay, then. I'm glad I caught that early. One of them had their radars active, the rest of them did not. Okay, we're going to send one. Hold on. Pause. Engaging track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bunker Hill. Let loose. Okay. We probably won't be able to get all those aircraft, but we'll get some of them. And that should give them enough of a warning not to approach. I wonder if they've already launched their weaponry. I don't think they have. Otherwise they would have veered off. They would have changed course. And if those are a couple of Tu-16Ks, it is entirely likely that they're not able to use some of that weaponry, because I think some of them have a minimum range. Information. That Tu-16K, the AS-2 has a minimum range of 3.5. The AS-6 has a minimum range of 100. That means they're not able to use those. Oh, we got a helo, hostile helo. Oh, we got a very large. Great. I'm considering sending both the Yeah, there's 4 of them now. Both, let's say, the land attack missiles and the anti-ship missiles in a big spread to give these guys something to worry about, and then send the rest of the missiles. Because I know where they're at. I'm not sure they know where I'm at. So let's start sending missiles after them and give them something to worry about. I only have 20 of those land attackers. Pause for a second. My target, I believe, should be 7010, the very large. If I can engage the other 2 as well, that'd be great. But it's not strictly a priority. I'm going to say 2 missiles there. 2 missiles there. 2 missiles there. Give this guy the good news. And then we're going to start sending a couple of actual attackers. 4 after this one. Another 4 after this one. And another 2 after this one. And 2 after this one. Gotta make sure a mobile bay also pitches in. Mobile bay. We're gonna send 2. Send 2. Send 4. Send 2. Send 2. Send 2. At this point I've completely lost track of how many missiles I've launched. We're seeing all of those RIM 66s going after the bombers here. Ideally we'll clear out the whole wing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Progress. That was Tu-16Ks. Okay, that's interesting to note, because that's either an AS-6 or an AS-2 or 2B. So there's 2 aircraft left. That was a very good score by the Bunker Hill. Very well done. Let's get some more. So we're gonna go 1, 2. Situation here. You're 2 miles out. I want you to throw a... Where are you? Below the layer. Below the layer. Active buoy. Drop it there. I'm not sure if there are missiles inbound. I think it is possible that we'll have missiles inbound, as these guys are both using their radar, so they might very well have me. If not detecting by their radar, then most likely by their ESM. So there's a very high likelihood that I've been detected. I'm going to keep the air search from Bunker Hill active to make sure I detect incoming missiles. It is a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. As for our attack, we still have 10 land attackers and 8 anti-ships left. Over here we have 8 land attacks and 0 anti-ships. And that is not counting the harpoons. Buoy deployed, active return, semi-small. Do we know more about what it is? It's a Charlie 1-2 or a Victor 3. Victor 3 has a towed array. The other 2 do not. So the other 2 are vulnerable. Same plan, approach from behind, throw 2 torpedoes at the face. Well, at their ass in this case, I guess. And call it a day. In the meanwhile, we're engaging those aircraft. Missiles speeding at them at 1800 knots. 13 miles out. 10. There they are, 1 and 2. Go get them. 6 miles out. 4. Yeah, you're not dodging that. Kill. Beautiful. Aircraft destroyed. Okay, you are about 0.4 behind. Come round. Double salvo. 7002. No prisoners. Kill that thing. 1 away. 2 away. Okay, you're going to maintain station. We're going to launch another helicopter. ASW loadout, because I'm not convinced that we're done. They know about it. If they know about it, it's most likely a Victor 3. Because the other ones wouldn't know. We have acquired. Torpedoes chasing. There you are. You're about to have a very bad time. There's another noisemaker. Yep, that's the towed array. That's a Vic-3. Just trying to evade. No such luck. There's one. And two. Okay, that ought to have at least crippled him, if not outright killed him. Yeah, he's gone. Good. So far, this has been pretty productive. Or should I say destructive, because we've downed 6 aircraft and 1 submarine. We're already sending out missiles, and if that actually manages to go through, we'll be able to potentially prevent a whole lot of missiles that we need to intercept. I don't know what these things are. I do know that there's currently 4 of them, 5 now. Are you still out there detecting? You are. Good. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to swap roles now. You're going up to 10,000. You are getting retasked, because I still need you to drop sonobuoys now. Go down to 200, turn your radar off. You're going to go intermittent. You're going to take up the sonobuoy duties. Give or take like that. The other one's almost with the next column. After that, I'm going to start laying out the spread slightly farther afield. There's a submarine here. I'm assuming, potentially a deadly assumption, that there will not be another submarine about 10 miles away from that. Could be wrong, could be right. The reason why I'm thinking that is because I would not personally put 2 submarines close together, because if you find one and you throw a torpedo at one, there's likeliness you'll also find the other one because the second one panics, as it might think that there are torpedoes coming for it. So, with that bit in mind, I'm thinking if they want me to push into this task force, I would personally put a submarine somewhere, I don't know, there, heading northwest, or another one, let's say there, heading southeast, to try and sort of intercept me as I'm moving, if I'm moving that way, or if I'm moving that way. Because they will sort of sandwich me there. So that is my assumption. I'm going to see if I'm right. There's a new ESM. That's the helicopter. I think that might be too far and too low. It's 1,000 feet up. No, too low. Too low. Alright, we have lost contact with these boys, that's fine. This guy is still climbing to 10,000. We can already take up the slack. But at this altitude... Oh, we have him again. Yep, there's 2 more. A large and a semi-large. This could be their landing ship, just slightly trailing behind the escorts. And this one, I'm not sure. They're all doing 14 knots, which is probably topping out on those transports. Alright, you. You're gonna deploy some sonobuoys here for me. This is mostly a gamble, because this is kind of what I would do as a scenario creator. And if you plan it right, with a submarine doing about, I don't know, 5 to 20 knots, somewhere in that range, you will probably see that over here you'll meet. Because this is going to take them about 15... I'd say at 5 miles, it's going to take them 3 hours. If I'm doing 13 miles, or 13 knots, it's going to take me 2 hours. So yeah, we should be able to get into range of each other. It's a pure gamble, but I'm willing to see if it works. At this point, the RGM-109s, the land attackers, are coming into range of those surface ships. We are getting to about 17 mile range. They'll not likely hit anything. But at the very least, they'll give the Russians a headache. And a bit of a waste of ammunitions. You're deploying. Very good. You are laying sonobuoys. You're coming to altitude. Ordered altitude 961. You're going to move up. How close do I need you to come to me? Ooh, marginally. We don't have him on radar yet, though. We don't have him yet. Can we send out a missile regardless? Yes. Do it. Alright. As opposed to last time, I feel very... There we go. There's the anti-air options. I feel very much more on the offensive this time around. Like, I'm the one engaging. I'm the one deciding who to fight, when to fight, where to fight. Yes, I'm responding to that air wing. It's just that the air wing never really got the opportunity to shine. And in the situation that I was in the scenario, if I would just keep moving at 13 knots, I think this submarine would have detected me. If it didn't already. And probably heard enough to tell those bombers to start sending their missiles after me. As it was, they never got around to doing that. Here we go. Okay, so these boys are all shooting missiles at me. That's the escort group. Let them intercept the missiles. I don't mind. I just need to get 1 or 2 real tomahawks through. And for now, it's just all the fake stuff. Let them eat them. Some of you might be so well versed in these designs that you know exactly what sort of Russian ship you're looking at here. Just by the shape. I, for one, am not at that point. Now they intercepted a couple of bees. There's Suez. That's not a Kirov. It's a Sovereign Mini, if I'm not mistaken. You are nicely closing the distance. You got 2 miles left. They're still engaging all sorts of fluff missiles, which are going to, unfortunately, plunk their way into the ocean very soon. Oh, they intercept another bee. This one's going to make it through, right? Yes, you'll get a hit. And you? Ooh, you're definitely attracting attention. Yep, they got it. Okay, they got it. Over here? Yes, we're gonna get a hit on the Sovereign Mini. That will definitely give them something to worry about aboard. And over here, we got 2 more inbound. The rest of them is just fluff. Nope. Yeah, they got all of them. The rest is anti-surface missiles. Like anti-land attack missiles. So far we have caused a massive fire aboard the Sovereign Mini. And aboard the guy... well, no, we didn't hit that guy. We hit this guy. I think.
Multiple hostile air contacts
Oh,
detected.
there's an SAN-3 coming up. Did we ever take that helo down? Pause. Yep, you hit track 7029 with a rim, so that was the anti-air option that I had out. That means that that ship is no, sorry, that aircraft's no longer going to be a problem. This SAN-3 is not a problem. Kinda, toast. Gorgeous. So that is a very nice platform out of the mix, because that's a very capable anti-air platform. And over here we still got a couple of these things, but they're charging right into the water. I'm looking at 060, so that's northeast. And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 contacts. Okay, so we're not done yet, but we delivered our first strike. And most likely aboard 2 of these ships we'll have casualties, if not flat out destruction. Very nice, very nice. I want you to go out and detect more for me. And I want to see if there's more submarines about. Do I want to strike the rest? Because I still have 8 anti-ship missiles left. I could probably break through here. I first want to see if this thing goes down all by its own. Because if it does, I don't need to waste additional missiles at that. Either trying to kill it or trying to distract it. So for now, we're just going to wait. And see if that thing will actually burn down all by itself. This Kinda definitely did. He should be at about 0. There you are. He is not a happy camper. Best kind of Russian ship if you're playing NATO. Okay, continue. As you might imagine, with this task force, we still got plenty more to do. But this episode has run its course. The next episode is going to focus on dealing with that next submarine we just detected. As well as, of course, the rest of the invasion ships that we have yet to spot. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed. If you want to see part 2 right away, you can. Just become a member. And that's done by hitting the join button. You'll immediately get access to all my earlier scheduled content, which also includes some of the Arms Trade Tycoon videos. you'll also, of course, be supporting me with that. Don't want any of that? Don't worry, next part's coming very soon, and you'll just have to wait a few days until that's up. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for part 2.